I'm gonna start this video off by getting just a little personal. It genuinely blows my mind that I've been doing videos for North Caesar Entertainment for 3 whole years. When I take a look back at the first video I made for Noir and compare it to how I do my videos now, I can see just how much I've grown as both a person and a creator. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes it's very hard for me to allow myself to be as proud of my own accomplishments as I should be. Big shout out to the homies, chronic anxiety, depression, and the rest of the crew. 2 years prior to starting with North Caesar, my life had been utterly destroyed by a major event that would, in turn, set off a domino effect of other horrible life events that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy, much less another human being. However, despite all of that, come next month on August 21st, 2020, I'll be honoring the 5-year anniversary of what was literally nearly the end of my life by choosing to truly live my life to the fullest and taking a major positive life-changing step towards not just a lifelong childhood dream of mine, but the career and ultimately the bright future I was often told and would eventually believe that I didn't deserve. If you've either known me personally or followed me on social media for long enough, then you already know I've opened up about these events in past videos and blogs I've done, and really need to get back into doing, on Black and queer mental health. Back when I first came on board to North Caesar 3 years ago as a content creator and writer, I was dealing with not only the emotional and psychological fallout as a result of what I've been going through and was still going through, but also trying desperately to cope with having to finally acknowledge a literal lifetime of unresolved past traumas and old wounds that had been triggered and opened up once more by these events. Naturally, it got to the point where it was not only affecting my work with Noir, but my complete and total ability to function as a human being at the most basic of levels. It didn't help matters much either that as a result of the trauma I'd experienced, I'd become a full-blown shut-in. Never leaving the house, blankets over all of the windows to keep it dark, sleeping literally all the time, surviving off of Grubhub and other online takeout, and only interacting with a small portion of the world through social media and selected parts of the internet. It became so severe that just the mere thought of walking a block to the store, interacting with people, or generally being in open spaces where literally anything could happen to me would give me crippling anxiety attacks that were so bad, there would be days when I just stand with my hand on the doorknob, shaking and crying uncontrollably, before finally giving up and retreating to my room for months on end. My fellow weebs and otaku will know this as being a hikomori, and now know why one of my favorite characters ever, and one I deeply relate to, is Futaba from Persona 5. And just like Futaba, as terrifying as the decision was to make, I didn't want to live the rest of my life confined to my room, suffocated and paralyzed all at once by my past trauma and the thought of moving forward. But how to move forward was the hard part. When you're stuck in a state of arrested development, especially psychologically and emotionally, even when you want to move forward, the anxiety at what lies beyond the first step and the step after that can be so intense that you'll genuinely be afraid to even lift your foot off the ground. And even once you finally do manage to take a few steps forward, one single misstep can feel like the end of the entire world, and boom, you're right back at the beginning, all the while hating yourself for the inability to keep up with the world and everyone else. And yet, 3 years after joining Noir, and after 5 years of enduring so much pain that I made the decision that I didn't want to live anymore, here I stand. That's why, more than anything, I'm grateful to everyone in the North Caesar family for being there for me, patiently supporting me through the years as I continue to figure out which steps to take next. I'm grateful to all of you as well, viewers and listeners, who've continued to support and encourage me over the years by commenting and sharing my videos as I've continued to grow and learn new and exciting ways to keep bringing you the content you guys love. All of that said, that finally brings me to the major news I mentioned at the start of this video about achieving my childhood dream and how that ties into the future I've finally allowed myself to have the courage to make happen at last. Just like how I incorporate my deep love of psychology and sociology into my videos, especially my reviews and analyses of anime, manga, video games, pop culture, and so forth, in order to make my content not only more educational and informative, but also entertaining as well, I'm very proud to announce that starting August 1st, 2020, you'll begin to see some brand new elements in my video, including, but certainly not limited to, just about everything I learned as the newest student of the award-winning Acting Out Studio, as I officially embark on my journey to fulfill my childhood dream of becoming a professional voice actor for characters in anime, video games, and so much more. I especially want to thank none other than the amazing John Eric Bentley, aka the voice of Barrett Wallace in the Final Fantasy remake, for not only giving me the encouragement I needed to finally take the steps in order to make this dream into a flesh and blood future, but also for his continued guidance and support along the way. And with that, that's all for today's video. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Tune in for next week's video, where I'll be analyzing just how far the English language dubbing industry has come over the last several decades, as well as exploring the age-old debate of subs versus dub. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to North Caesar Entertainment for the hottest and original manga, comics, and animation, as well as these dope videos where we review and analyze your favorite anime, manga, video games, and more.